Hello everyone. Right, you probably recognise this tank if you watched any of my previous videos. This is the anole enclosure. What I'm doing this time today is I've just bought some new additions to put in this. But before I put them in, I want to have a little change around and get a new plant in the back. So what I need to do is I need to catch the two anoles that are in here, put the new plant in. The plant I've got are these, which are Chamaedea elegans. It's gets quite large, this plant, so the hope is that this one will grow pretty quickly, because I have heard these do grow fairly quick, and then I can take this plastic plant out. So with this, there's going to be two species of lizard in here, okay, but I will be upgrading again very soon, taking the geckos, the anoles, and this new addition, which you'll see very soon. I will be taking those out and putting them into a larger enclosure, which I've got on order and then need to build and set up as a bioactive, same as this one. So that will be set up and then sat for a couple of days, and then these will then move into that one. But these two additions that I've bought today do need somewhere to live, so they will be fine in this enclosure. So like I said, I just need to update it, but first of all I need to catch these two anoles, which I've got no idea where they are at the moment, but let's have a look. Okay, lid's off, and there's a couple of crickets hiding up the top, so I'll knock them back in. Oh, there's one of the anoles. Let's move these plastic plant out. Just going to fold it out of the way. Okay, see one of the anoles trying to escape. See if I can get this one caught. Can't reach it. I don't know where the second one is though. Okay, it's not on the plant. They are both in there because I fed him yesterday. So let me just go get a torch. 1 minute. Okay, so I've got the torch. I can see both of them now. I'm just going to hold the light with my mouth, and so I do need both hands to catch them. Okay. I'll put one in this tub just to make sure that the other one doesn't escape. I can see it. Oh. Okay, so I've got one in here. So let's get the other one. Hopefully. This one is a bit bigger. Where have you gone? Oh, behind the bush. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to pause the video and then come back when we've caught this one. So give me a short moment. So I think this one's going to give me a bit of trouble. Okay, so we have caught the second one, which is slightly a lot bigger than the other one. I'm just hoping that this one is not a male, because I have got a male on order. It does look like a female, just a large female. And this other one also looks like a female, just a little bit younger. So there's the smaller one. You can see her. And there's the larger one. Okay, like I just said, I have got a male on order, which is another reason I'm going to be upgrading the size of this enclosure, because it's now too small since I bought these new additions. So what I'm going to do now, I'm just going to dig a hole. I'll remove. Oh, still got quite a few isopods and springtails in here, which is good. Maybe just hiding a fair bit. Okay, so let's take that out. Let's take this water bowl out, give me a bit more access. And that. I'm just going to mix this soil about a bit. Dig a decent hole for this plant. Okay. Right. Let's put a taller one in. Right, this one, like I said, this should grow fairly quickly and spread throughout the tank. So there's that. I'm going to put this back there. And then we'll have a water bowl there as well again. Right, so let's just get some water and get this all bedded in again. 1 minute. Right, I do spray this every day, but it does seem to be needing a lot more water than I expected. So we'll overflow the black plant. Just using a cork bark as a pot. That's actually growing really well. Put a bit more in there. A bit on this one, and then some on the new one. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go to my supply cupboard and get some more Eco Earth, because where I've watered it has exposed the roots a little bit, which is probably not the best idea. Let me go get that from the supplies cupboard. 1 minute. Okay, as I was getting that, you were probably thinking I'm not very well organised on this one, but that's what happens when you get a animal that you weren't actually shopping for at the time. All I went to do was get some frozen food for the snakes, but then I saw this new edition. I thought I've always wanted some of these, so I just had to get them because I knew I had this enclosure that they were able to go in, and I was going to be building another enclosure for another species in a little while. It's just made me get the this new enclosure ordered for this one instead of a new species, but soak them in a couple of lumps. Like I say, these aren't going to be in here that long. I'm just going to have to order a couple of other things, which will probably take about 10 days to get here, and then I'll be able to do this one a little bit more, not detailed as such, but a little bit more care on this one. Just that I want to get these new animals in an enclosure, settled down, before I do, like I said, eventually move them to a larger one. Just to overflow the water bowl. Because both these species do need between 60 and 80% humidity, but the humidity can just be controlled with these live plants in here. I do spray, like I say, I do spray them every other day, probably every day at the moment because of the heat we're having, just so that they can get a drink off the leaves, because like I say, they don't use water bowls. So we'll just rearrange this plastic plant, which, like I say, will be coming out eventually. Just got to wait for this new plant now to spring up and take over this enclosure. So I just realised the way I've put this plant in when I built it, I'm not going to be able to fully get it out, so I'll just have to cut it have a couple of straggly bits at the end, and I have just some loose vines in the supply cupboard. Right. That is those done. I can see the plant. It will actually, let's move that one there. Where it is, it should get some of the light that's required. So let's get this lid on. Get one of these doors closed, and then we'll put these anoles and the new additions back in. So right now we have 3 live plants. We've got a Fittonia at the bottom here. We've got another Fittonia at the back, which I can now see has a very nice new shoot on it. This low one has got some bites in the leaves from the crickets. Looking through it, there is some new shoots coming through, and then we've got the new one at the back, which is the Chamaedea elegans. Oh, it's backwards in the camera. I'll write it in the description below. So that's that. So let's get one door shut. Okay, and then how am I going to mount this light? Right, one moment. Okay, so let's start off with the anoles. So there's one. Is he going to jump? There we go. Let her go in a little bit deeper, and we'll put the other anole in. And then, okay, she just jumped into the water, and then she's climbing up. So now I'm going to put 2 species, these 2 new species of lizard we've got. So what these are long tail lizards. I've looked at them and I think they're a pair, but it doesn't matter because I'm not intentionally going to breed these unless they prove not to be a pair. But you never know, I may end up getting a male. So let's have a little, I'm going to shut this door for a moment. Let's have a little closer look at these. Can't really see, there we go. So obviously you can see the long tail on her. Nice stripes. And I've noticed they are actually flicking their tongues. So I'm not too sure if it's a forked tongue like a snake. But let's have a... Is she going to flick it again? Keep it still. Okay, no. It doesn't look forked. I'll have a look at the bigger one in a minute. See if we can tell on that one. So let's get this one in. Hopefully she'll go in nicely like the others. There we go, along the front edge there. So that's one. So these, she will use the whole of the tank, the floor and the height. And then we have another one. So the enclosure I'm going to be getting is a 45 by 45 by 45 cube. This one is 30 across the front, 30 deep and 45 high. So the one I'm getting is half again wide and half again deep, so they will have a lot of space, because like I said, I am getting a male anole. Actually, that long-tailed lizard was the large one. This is the smaller one. So there we go, there's the smaller one, not quite as defined as the larger one. Okay, let's, oh, there we go. I don't know if you can see it, but the other one of them is just here by my finger. It's just hiding behind the leaves right now. So let's get this one in. Go that way. There we go. Hopefully you caught her on there and she's gone straight up high. So we've got one here. Not too sure if there we can just about see the movement. Don't know where the other one's gone now. Oh, it's on top of the log across the centre, and the two anoles are up high. So let's go put this in place in the main room, get the light on there, and then we'll have another look at her, look at this enclosure in more detail, and hopefully we can get a bit more viewings on these two new ones. Okay, so we're now in the main room and we've got one of the long-tails just here, and then one of the anoles has just disappeared from there. I can see a couple of crickets in there, so there is some food for them should they need any. But right now I can't see any of the others other than the one long-tailed lizard that we have there. Oh, actually there's one right here. So that is an anole. No, it's not. That in view is both of the long-tailed lizards, and that's right at the top of the tank, top of the enclosure. So the anoles are more than likely in their favourite hiding spot, which is behind the log. But then there's one here at the top, just wondering what's going on and why there's two invaders in their enclosure. So this will be fine for them for about a week, 2 weeks, and then we'll have another video. Well, I'll have one video on building the new enclosure, and then another video moving them, or I might even put it at the end of the building one, because obviously it will sit for a little while. So what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have a look for some smaller crickets, or maybe even some fruit flies for these guys, because I don't know if they will take the medium crickets. But we'll leave them to it, and then we'll see them in a couple of weeks when they get moved. So if you like this video, please do hit that like button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already done so. Leave any comments, any questions about these any questions about my room or what other stuff I have. There will be a room tour part 2 coming up in due course. I'm just got a couple of little projects on at the moment, so that's kind of on the back burner. But yeah, we'll see you all again soon, guys.